Hello guys, welcome to Vedic Wisdom. In today's episode, we are going to tell about Lord Krishna. This is second episode. The people who haven't seen the first episode, we request you to see, then only you will understand this video. So we gathered information from International Journal of Sanskrit Research made by Dr. Ajit Chatterjee. The abstract, there is no doubt difference of opinions exist regarding Lord Krishna's birth and death. Different views exist among historians who have been largely inspired and influenced by Oriental scholars and their Indian followers. But if an unprejudiced study of the Puranas, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and other records of Indian origin is made, interesting details regarding Krishna's birth date and time to come to light. According to Matsya Purana, Adhyaya 271, Slokas 51 and 52, the matter becomes quite clear when it says that the year and day on which Krishna passed away mark the commencement of Kali Yuga. Yashmin Krishna Disam Jatastaminva Tadahini Pratipannam Kali Yugam Pramanam Tasya Me Shrunuhu. Without straining these authoritative quotations, we may safely assume that on the day of Krishna's death, Kali Yuga commenced, and that Krishna was born in the 126th year counted back from 3102 BCE. It may be assumed that the Kundali given by Professor Rao was not probably verified as otherwise. He would have taken care to see that there was no inconsistency between the planetary positions and birth details. Introduction. Today, man has created a machine called computer, which, though most idiotic, and computer can do mathematical calculations at an incredible speed. According to a popular ad of a computer company, the calculations which Johannes Kepler took 10 years to complete can be done today within minutes using a computer. It has therefore been possible for the scientists, with the help of this fantastic machine, to determine the dates of ancient events with unthinkable accuracy using the planetary configurations given in the Mahabharata as inputs. They have developed so many software for this purpose, and to name a few are Planetarium, Ecliptic, Lodestar, and the Panchang software. In 2003, a 2-day seminar was held on 5th and 6th January in Bangalore on the date of Mahabharata war, based on astronomical data using planetarium software. And a few of the eminent researchers who submitted papers were Dr. S. Balakrishna of NASA, USA, Dr. B. N. Narahari Achar, Department of Physics, Memphis University, USA, Dr. R. N. Iyengar, Department of Civil Engineering, IISc, Bangalore, Dr. S. Kalyana Raman, Saraswati Rivers Research Center, Chennai, and so on. These scientists agree that there does not exist any contradiction between any two descriptions of planetary configurations given in the Mahabharata. We may easily dismiss the findings of some of the modern scholars that Mahabharata took place near about 2000 BCE, the Bhagavad Gita was composed in 1000 BCE, and that Krishna was a mythical person. Based as such findings are on untrustworthy and one-sided data, and because of the fact that the great historical documents, the Puranas, are completely ignored. Materials and methods. To reach a logical opinion, we may cite some important quotes from Bhagavata, Matsya Purana, Vishnu Purana, Harivanva, and Srimad Bhagavata. In Bhagavata, 10th Skanda, 3rd chapter, it is said that Krishna was born when the moon was in the constellation of Prajapati. that is Rohini, by a careful study of the 26th sloka of the first chapter, 5th Amsa of Vishnu Purana, it can be construed that Krishna was born on the night of Krishnastami, 8th day of dark half in the lunar month of Shravana. Information furnished in Harivanua, first part, 52nd chapter, is clear and to the point so far as the lunar day, month and time are concerned. It is said that Krishna was born on the 8th lunar day of the dark half of Shravana in the constellation of Rohini at midnight as given below. Astamyam Shravane Mase Krishna Pakshe Mahitatvu Rohiniyam Mardaratre Cha Sudansa Yudon Mukhe Bhagavata. We can also glean Skanda 11, chapter 6, that Krishna lived for 125 years. Vishnu Purana, Amsa 5, chapter 37 corroborates the same in suggesting that Krishna lived for 125 years. If we again refer to Bhagavata, Skanda 11, chapter 7 and understand the second sloka clearly, we can find that Kali entered, that is, Kali Yuga began immediately after Krishna shuffled off his mortal coil. That Kali entered on the day Krishna passed away, and that Krishna was born in Yaduvamsa at the end of the Dwapar Yuga of the 28th Mahayuga, that is the Dwapara preceding the current Kali Yuga, becomes evident by a perusal of Vishnu Purana, 4th and 20th chapters and 5th Amsa, 23rd chapter. Thus, by placing together taken important details or historical documents from the ancient India, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, Vishnu Purana and Harivamsa, it may be clearly inferred that Krishna was born at midnight on the 8th lunar day of the cyclic year Srimukha in the 126th year counted back from the date of commencement of Kali Yuga on 18 to 3102 BCE, corresponding to the first day of the lunar month Chaitra of the cyclic year Pramadi. This corresponds to the midnight of 19th, that is 20th July 3228 BCE, and the below horoscope is cast for date. I will project the image on the screens. You can see it. In his royal horoscopes, Professor B. Suryanarayan Rao, by a careful study of Bhagavata records, mentions that Krishna was born in the Dwapar Yuga after the lapse of 8,63,874 years, 4 months and 22 days in the cyclic year Srimukha on the 8th day of the dark half of the lunar month of Shravana, when the constellation Rohini ruled about midnight. Professor Rao's findings may be considered as correct, but the chart or Kundali he gives showing Saturn in Aquarius, Jupiter and Mercury in Virgo, the Sun and Venus in Leo, the Moon and Lagna in Taurus, the Mars in Scorpio and Rahu in Libra does not fit in with the birth data. Mr. Cyril Fagan calculated some of these ancient horoscopes, revealed that by making a thorough astronomical search from 4000 BCE to 2000 BCE, that is for 2000 years on the either side of the traditional date of Kali Yuga, has been able to find that the position of the Sun, Jupiter and Saturn in Leo, Virgo and Aquarius respectively, and who in Libra could occur only in 3-51 BCE, in which case Krishna's birth should have occurred on 4th 3251 BCE and his death in February 3125 BCE. That is exactly 23 years before the beginning of Kali Yuga. This justified to some extent the Kali Yuga began shortly after Krishna's death on 4th 3251 BCE. The positions of all the planets will be as per the Kundali given by Professor B.S. Rao, but Mercury will be in Leo and Mars in Aries. The term shortly after death used by Professor B.S. Rao may mean a couple of days or a couple of months or even a couple of years after Krishna's death. According to Matsya Purana, Ved Adhyaya 271, slokas 51 and 52, the matter becomes quite clear when it says that the year and the day on which Krishna passed away mark the commencement of Kali Yuga. Yashman Krishna Disham Jatastam Sminnave Tadahini Pratipannam Kaliyuge Pramanantasasme Sunhu. Without straining these authoritative quotations, we may safely consume that on the traditional day of Krishna's death, Kali Yuga commenced, that the Krishna was born on the 126th year counted back from 3102 BC. It may assume that the Kundali given by Professor Rao was not probably verified, as otherwise he would have taken care to see there was no inconsistency between the planetary positions and birth details. Result and discussion. On the light of the above mentioned facts, let us prepare the horoscope of Lord Shri Krishna. Based on planetary positions at that time, Supreme God, Incarnation God, Lord Sri Mahavishnu, his mission in his life, Avatara, was Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinayascha Duskrutam Dharma Samstapana Ardhya Bhavami Yuge Yuge. To protect the virtuous persons, to destroy sinners, evildoers, devils, and demons, and to establish Dharma in this world. This was mentioned in Bhagavad Gita Sloka, Sanskrit verse. Date of birth of Sri Krishna is July 19th, 3228 BC. Time midnight, that is 20th July. Shravana Krishna Paksha Ashtami. Birth star Rohini. Place of birth Madhura. 27:25 north, 77:41 east. Ashtamyam Shravana Mase Krishna Pakshe Ashtami Mahatidau Rohinyam Ardharatre Chasudansa Yodanau Mukesh, from Sri Bhagavatam by Sri Vyasa Maharshi. Reminder of moon's main period at the time of birth: 4 years minus 2 months minus 24 days. Planetary positions at the time of birth of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Sun is at 139 degrees east to 48 latitude. Moon is at 47 degrees 42 latitude. Mars is at 91 degrees 6th latitude. Mercury is at 152 degrees 48th latitude. Jupiter is at 148 degrees 54 latitude. Venus is at 102 degrees 54th latitude. Saturn is at 224 degrees 42 latitude. Rahu is at 106 degrees 24th latitude. Ketu is at 106 degrees 24th latitude. And Ayanamsa is at plus 50.40 latitude. Conclusion. It is important for ordinary mortals to evaluate the personality of Krishna, the Lord incarnate, statesman, counselor, diplomat, philosopher, Yogeshwara, the expounder of the immortal Bhagavad Gita, the destroyer of the wicked and the protector of the pious. Whatever be the opinions of some of the modern scholars, there is no doubt that Krishna was a historical reality. A mere literary creation cannot by any stretch of imagination move millions of human beings and bring solace to countless souls. The clue to his personality can be found in the manner the benefics and malefic are disposed in his horoscope and the spheres of influences involved. It is revealed that Sri Krishna was a historical reality. The so-called scholars and modern politicians who argue that Sri Krishna was not an epic hero but only fantasy figure must be vehemently opposed. Even photographs taken recently from satellites, submarines revealed unequivocally the remains of the city Dwaraka and its palaces submerged under the Arabian Sea on the west coast in Saurashtra region. To conclude, it should be mentioned here that the discovery of the ruins of the city of Dwaraka by the renowned archaeologist Dr. S.R. Rao under the Arabian Sea provides another strong evidence that Lord Krishna and the story of Mahabharata were a reality and not simply poet fancy. The meaning of what he did can only progressively reveal itself to the generations that follow him. The immortal Bhagavad Gita preached by the Lord when Arjuna became uncertain as to his duty as inspired and influenced by the moral and spiritual thought and actions of innumerable persons and offered such persons solutions to their problems according to their own stage of evolutions. Acknowledgement. Inspirational books of the founder of ISKCON Sri Krishna Kripamurti A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada and was greatly acknowledged in this regard.